In the immortal words of Andy Williams, it's the happiest season of all. I'm Keith Avalon from PLAAY Games. Happy holidays early. Happy Thanksgiving, of course. It's right around the corner. For the past 10 years, we've had a Christmas sale here at PLAAY.com. And for the past 5 years, we've offered a special Christmas PDF game during the annual holiday sale. Started kind of on a whim, actually. It was a last-minute thing. I thought, what the heck? I'll put this up here. 1890s Fight Club. That was in 2017. And it created quite a buzz. So in 2018, we did Fury Football, and then 2019, Fury Hardball. Last year was Highlight. And this year, I'll show you in just a second. First, let me tell you some information about the sale. A lot of people have emailed me wondering about this or that. Here's the basics, and this won't take long. Mainly, I just want to point you to the Play Classic website. At the top of the page, there's a navigation menu, including a holiday link. That is the link you want to click. Now, in the next couple of days, we're going to add a big banner to the site, so it'll be impossible to miss at that point. But right now, it's fairly discreet. The link is at the top of the page, the holiday link. Click that, it'll give you all the details about the sale. In years past, we've had a selection of PDFs marked down for the holiday sale. This year, though, we'll have all PDFs marked down, 40% on both the Play Classic and the Play Now sites. It's over 100 PDFs available, all of them marked down. We're able to do this by offering you a coupon code that you will use at checkout. And this is what's different. Normally, we just have the PDF prices listed, but for this sale, the normal prices will be listed on the site. You'll get the discount when you check out with the coupon code. That'll be Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. Instant discounts, instant downloads of all PDF digital products, 40% for all 4 days. Printed products, same as always. You snooze, you lose. Monday is the only day. Games and printed card sets on sale. Monday only. All games will be marked down 20%. On both sites, Play Classic and Play Now. There'll be no coupon code needed, though, on Monday. And here's why this is. I know it might be a little confusing to some people, but the deal is on our e-commerce site, we can only have one coupon code active at any given time. And we wanted people to be able to buy PDFs all weekend long. So we will manually mark down the printed products. You'll actually see the discounted price on the site. But for PDFs all weekend long, it'll be the regular price listed. You'll get the discount when you use your coupon code at the end. But you'll be able to use both. You'll get discounts on both printed games and PDFs on Monday. The bargain bin will be on Monday only also. We got a pretty good amount of stuff, but very limited quantities. One of this, two of that. So first come, first serve on that. You'll find the link for the bargain bin on the holiday page. It's not there right now. We'll get it up fairly soon. Also, Monday, big announcement. Your first opportunity to get tickets for PLAAY.com 2022. It will be July 28th through the 30th. Really 2 days. We'll have the Thursday night picnic at Redstone like we normally do. Get a new, bigger venue this year, the Hilton Garden Inn. And it's like twice the size, so we'll be able to accommodate more people and have more space. And it's also better situated for restaurants and activities and stuff like that. So we're really excited about that. New venue. And the PLAAY.com 22 page will go up this weekend as well. And tickets will be discounted through the end of the year, starting with the holiday sale. All right, are we ready? Let's take a look at this year's holiday PDF game, which is Dodgeball World Tour. We've shown this game off in at least one game lab, and I would venture to say it's probably the most fleshed out, detailed game that we've ever offered for the PDF sale. It's got a lot of depth to it, and I'll give you a quick overview of the game. It's essentially dodgeball done by like the WWE. It's like professional wrestling, except instead of wrestling, they're playing dodgeball. It's heroes versus heels. Heroes and heels Dodgeball World Tour. And the way it works is the show goes from city to city to city, just like the WWE. It goes from city to city. All the teams play in the city. There's like an elimination match where one team or another or both are on the bubble, and then you'll play through a mid-card match. It depends on how big you want to do this. You can do it with 4 matches, 2 matches, but it all culminates with a championship match. There's a championship on the line every week in the Dodgeball World Tour, just like in professional wrestling. It's not a season. You're not keeping tracks of wins and losses. You're keeping track of who's on top. Well, I guess you can keep track of wins and losses, but the idea is, you're playing for the somebody's playing for the championship every week, and if you're not playing for the championship, you're trying to work your way back up so that you are playing for the championship. In addition to that, you have all the soap opera stuff that professional wrestling has. That's why we call it heroes and heels. You got the good guys, you got the bad guys, you got the hotheads, you got the hype men, and they're all the characters come to life on the dodgeball court. It's similar, but not identical to the movie Dodgeball with Vince Vaughn and Ben Stiller. It takes a lot of inspiration from that movie, particularly the fact that it's being broadcast on ESPN 8. It's treated like a legitimate sport. So we borrowed some of the things that from the movie, but it really is different than the movie. In the movie, it was a tournament for a grand prize of $50,000. In our world, it is a traveling road show that goes from city to city, and it's an ongoing soap opera storyline where every week the championship is on the line. Let's go ahead and give you a look at the different game materials. We printed these off ourselves on our own printer. This is what you will get on your version. However, and some people might say, well, that's a lot of color. It is a lot of color. But your PDF version will also include an ink-friendly version of the game that is essentially grayscale with very little ink used. It's kind of just sort of the guidelines and the letters, the text. So if you prefer to print the ink-friendly version first, before you decide whether you want to, invest the time in having it professionally printed or printing it on your own machine, you'll be able to do that. Every PDF version will come with both the full color version and the ink-friendly version. Let's walk you through how the game works. Let's talk about each of the components first of all. We have the player cards, as you can see. We got the two different teams set out here. The instructions will direct you to a sample team using the Apex and the Bounty. Each of the so the game does not come with set teams. It's on you to make the teams, and you can do it randomly. It works perfectly fine just doing it randomly. In fact, in the final playtest session or series with this game back in September, I just randomly dealt cards out with no regard for who was on what team. Just randomly dealt them out and played a season, and within 2 weeks, the storylines are developing, and I played 10 weeks of it. It was pretty exciting. I had a team that was like surging to the top and was like the heel team, was crushing everybody. Then all of a sudden they went into a slump and got beat by like the underdog team, and by the end of the 9 weeks, they were fighting to stay in the league. So it really does generate the same kind of storyline stuff that Fates of the Mat Wrestling does. Uses a lot of the same kind of mechanics as Face to the Mat, but it's dodgeball. So you've got the player cards don't have team indications on them, but they're different players. You get, I believe, 72 different players. We got to stack them here. The game comes with a suggested test lineup for 2 teams, but of course you're going to want to immediately make your own teams. But we're going to use the sample teams that are outlined in the rules for our little demonstration session. These are the score sheets. I call them score sheets. They're really team record sheets. On these team sheets, you'll keep track of they sort of serve the same purpose as the scratch cards.
Turn them over on camera. You can't quite see.
Okay. Yeah, let me move these over. Thank you, Sam. Yeah. So they're it's a printable, plain paper sheet, 2 to a sheet. You'll print as many of these as you want. You print 1 for each team, and it serves the same purpose as the scratch card does for Face of the Mat, where you write the players down. This is their archetype, their character type. The characters range from 1 to 6. 1 is like a hero, we call like the superstar player, the ultimate face. 6 is the heel, and then the other numbers are in between. You got the hype man who's 2, and you got the hothead who's 5. Sad sack is 4, guy that's just is kind of screwing up, can't get out of his own way, bad luck. And the 3 is what we would classify in wrestling as a tweener. We call them a regular or an average Joe in our game, in homage to the movie. So each of the players develops an archetype, a character type through the playing of the game. You start out though. You can start out with everybody being a tweener, and that's the way I started my final playtest project. In the game though, we do have a suggested method for kind of quick starting your league. In case you want to immediately get some heroes and heels on the table, and that's what we've used here. So for the Bounty, which is the bottom team here, we got Wilson, who is the hype man, and Minaj, who is classified as a hero for this game. But that can always change during the game, as you may find out. Then the Apex is the top team here, and they've got Velarde is the heel, and Davies is the sad sack player for these guys. So you'll keep track of their characters here. You'll also take notes on the various storyline elements as they develop. But mainly what you're doing is you're playing the game. So before you start the game, like in Face to the Mat, you'll work on your storyline. So that's done in this game by rolling 3 blue dice, and you will then check the pre-match drama chart and read what it says. Now I'm gonna go and roll the dice, read the result. We're not gonna apply it because some crazy stuff can happen, and we just mainly want to be able to show you how the game works without any bells and whistles on it. The basic play mechanism of the game. So whatever I roll here, I'm just going to ignore, but I'll roll to show you what could happen. So the way this works is you roll 3 dice. If there's doubles in the dice roll, you're going to have 2 events happening before the game. So in this case, we get a total of 8, which tells me that the referee is going to rule that one of the teams is going to have to start the game shorthanded because of a rules violation. We'll use the finder card to figure out which team that is, and that would be the favored team. In this case, we would decide which team was the favored team based on their TV grade. They would all have equal TV grades at the start, or maybe they wouldn't, depending on how you'd want to set it up. But whichever team was the favored team would have to start. The referee would rule that they'd have to start the game shorthanded, minus a player here, because of a rules violation. And then we would also do a second roll for extra drama to find out what else happened. And that's going to be, we've got a food item delivered ringside, and a player hoists it from the table and smashes it into an opponent. You'll increase that player's team TV grade by 1 letter. So you got to find out which player it is, and of course that means we got to find out which team. It is the heel team. So the bad guy team, somebody on the bad guy team, and we can figure out who the bad guy team is simply by adding up the numbers. The higher the number, the badder the team. So I can see right now that the apex is the heel team for this match. So somebody in the apex, and let's find out who. We'll go and roll the dice. It would be the sad sack player. Is there a sad? And there is. That would be Davies. So Davies grabbed the food item, like the cake, and smashed it into the face of somebody on the bounty.
Real quick, everyone's asking for a close-up of the player and team cards when we get a chance. So just whatever that's.
All right, let's just.
For you.
I'm gonna move this down so you can see it a little bit better. I don't know if it's in focus.
Yeah, I can focus it in just a second.
So these are the player cards, and they're each numbered. If you want to give the players a number, each player has a throw rating, a dodge rating, and a collect rating. The collect rating is for the opening rush and for also deployed during the regular sequences. We'll show you that in just a second. Is that good right there?
I think they want to see the team cards too. You want to show a couple?
The team cards, yes. All right. Let's see. Let's go ahead and get the stack here. So I got the Apex.
There's 16 teams.
Yeah, there's 16 teams, of course, and it'll be up to you to decide which 16 teams, or you're not going to have 16 teams in your league, most likely. Probably you're going to do 4 or 6 or 8. Of course, the storyline will sometimes kick teams out of the league or add new teams. So your team totals may be growing, but we've got the Mythics, we've got the Thunder. I don't know if I should just set them down. Would that be better just to set them down?
Fine.
There's the Mythics. There's the Thunder, a bear. There's the Impact with an elephant. You get the Sting. This is my favorite, the Nash. That's the team that surged to the top, and then 3 weeks later they're scrambling for their life. Here's the Shade, the Geniuses, the Rage. You get the Dread. You get the Primals, the Outcasts, the Tyrants, the Tycoons, and the Order. Yes, the Order. So you can choose which teams you want. This game, like I say, this game's got a lot of flexibility built into it. You can do a lot of different things with it. I think I just pulled somebody off the... Yeah, Kessel's got to go back to the board. You can do a lot of things with it. So, and in addition to the team cards, we also have coach cards. So there's a pool of 16 different coaches. Each of the coaches has a specific ability. Like this guy, the Mishima, is the Iron Fist type. Can veto any trade, because sometimes the game will call for the commissioner to trade one of your players to a different team. Mishima can veto any trade. Also can veto a character change, like if your good guy all of a sudden becomes a sad sack, Mishima can make that not happen. Puckett has the low profile, can swap out a TV ball once per game. Each of the coaches is has a different ability. I didn't put a coach here for our demo game, but that's sort of an advanced thing. You can use it or you don't have to. This game can also be played head-to-head. with a different set of a different arrangement. I'm not going to. I'll show you at the end here. But on the flip side of these boards, you have a different board setup where each team has a front court and a back court, and depending on how you deploy your players, they will perform better on throwing or better on dodging. If you put them in the back court, they're harder to hit. If you put them in the front court, they'll be more accurate with their throws, and it'll be up to you playing head-to-head where you want to position your players, and it adds an extra element of decision-making and fun to the game. But for the solitaire version, we don't make you make that choice. We just have a separate board where you can you just line them up like this. You don't have to move them around. All right, so that's the coach cards. That's the team cards. That's the player cards. We've already looked at the pregame drama cards. Now let's look at the meat and potatoes of the game, the highlight throws and the TV ball throws. So the highlight throws happen whenever you roll a combination of 7 or 11. When you're throwing the ball, the blue balls, as a normal dodgeball, the ball is typically blue. I guess that maybe it wasn't. I think that was the case in the movie, but the official dodgeball is blue. So we use that for the blue, and of course the throw ratings are in blue. We use a red die for the dodge ratings. And it's very similar to Red, White, and Blue Racing and Hockey Blast. It's the tried and true play mechanic where you got to roll within the range of the thrower and outside the range of the dodger for it to be a hit. If you've played either of those two games, or Soccer Blast is also one of those. If you played any of those games, this is going to be instantly familiar to you as to how to reconcile whether it's a hit or a miss. But when the numbers add up to 7 or 11, whether it's a hit or a miss, you're going to go to the highlights, the highlight throw boards. The blue board is for if it's a hit. The red board is for if it's a miss. And this is where the character archetypes come into play. Depending on whether it was a hit, if it was a hit, you're going to check the character archetype of the throwing player. If he's like a superhero, something great's going to probably happen. If he's a sad sack, something not so great might happen. Similarly, if it's a miss, if the throw is a miss, you go to the dodging player's character archetype, and that will determine what will happen next. So the characters very much do come into play. The TV ball throws. TV ball is a third mechanic which takes into account, is purely based on the TV grade of the team. And again, this is very parallel to what we do with Face of the Mat, where you get a TV grade for your overall status in the federation. Same thing with this. The teams get a TV grade, and the better teams will do better. When you get a TV ball result, which will be generated through a number of different ways, then you won't roll the blue dice. You'll put a blue chip on the player. When he's ready to throw, you will roll the 2 black dice and compare it to the TV range. So if your team is an A TV grade, it'll be 8 or less, will be an automatic hit. There's no defense. A D team, though, it's 5 or less. A AAA team, it's 10 or less, so you're probably going to hit on a AAA. So the better your team is, the more effective these TV balls are. Let's go ahead and get started here. We start out with an opening rush, just like in the movie, just like in real dodgeball. And before you do the rush, you calculate if either team is going to have a rush advantage. And you do that by adding up the number of collect stars. Each player has a number of stars printed at the bottom of their card, and that indicates their speed and their range. So you're going to add up the team total. I believe I've already added these up. They're equal. They're 12. Both teams have 12 range stars. So that means that we'll roll the 2 black dice, and we have to roll a 2 double ones in order for one of the teams to well, actually, if they're identical, then we don't even have to roll it. But if a team even had 1 star advantage, then we'd roll these 2 dice, and there would be an increasing chance, depending on what kind of advantage they had, that they would rush up to the line and get 4 balls instead of 3. Normally, though, we're going to just divide each team is going to get 3, and that it will indeed be the case since they're equal in total range. So let's just go ahead and roll the dice, and it's a very simple procedure. You roll the dice, and you place the dice on the number of the player corresponding to the zone that's rolled. You see these dice here indicate a different zone. That's where you're going to put the dice. So I rolled for the apex. I rolled a 2, a 3, and a 6. So Hawkins, Zelnick, and Davies will get the balls. And for the bounty, it's a 1, 5, 6. So Kale, Lowe, and Kessel get the balls. Now we determine who goes first. And it's all outlined in the rules how do you do this. It's a very simple procedure, basically, but it starts out with if one team has more players, if one team has more balls, they throw first. If they have the same number of balls, then the team with the most players throws first. If they have the same number of players, then you add up the throw ratings of the players that have balls, and the higher team will go first. If it's still tied, then you just flip a coin or roll a dice. It's at that point like let's just get this thing going. So we know that they both have the same number of players, and they both have the same number of balls. So we're going to add the throw ratings. 5, 4, and 4 is going to be 13, and 3, 4, and 4 is going to be 11. So it looks like the apex is going to throw first. And from here, it's just a matter of deciding who's going to throw to whom. And this is kind of where the fun of the game is. It's also makes for great head-to-head play. But when you're playing solo, you just decide. I mean, there's probably a way you can automate it, but I'm just going to have Hawkins is just going to throw at Kessel. So the way we're going to do it, as I mentioned, is just like Red, White, Blue Racing or Hockey Blast. Hawkins has got to roll a 4 or lower, and Kessel would have to roll a 2 or higher, except that Kessel's holding a ball, and when you're holding a ball, you get an extra point, so that gives him a dodge rating of 3. So it's going to have to be, so those are the parameters here. I'm going to roll here, and let's just see if it, see what we get. Looks like it's going to be a 5 on the throw and a 2 on the dodge, so that's going to be a miss. But look, it adds up to 7. So this gives an immediate opportunity to explain how the highlight. We've got a highlight throw here. So it was a miss because it was outside Hawkins' throw range, and it was inside Kessel's dodge range. So we're going to go to the highlight throw miss category, and we're going to check Kessel's archetype. Does he have an archetype? He does not. So he's what we call an average Joe. So we're going to look on the average Joe, and we're not going to re-roll the dice. We're just going to look at what the red dice says. This is a 2. So it tells us that if there's a hero player on the opposing team, he's going to get a TV ball. I don't believe they have a hero. They got a heel, and they've got a sad sack. So that's going to be a no. Otherwise, the TV ball goes to the dodging player. So that's Kessel. So Kessel is going to get a TV ball. So I'll put a black die on there, actually, just to signify that we're going to roll black dice. So I'm actually going to put a blue chip on there. So he's holding 2 balls. A player can hold as many as 2 balls. After that, he has to pass it to somebody else. So our sequence continues. And again, we look at who's got the most, which team has the most balls, and chips count as balls. So that's going to be these guys are going to throw next. Well, let's let Kessel go ahead and throw. We'll let him use his TV ball. And the TV balls, because there's no defense, it makes sense to go for like one of their really good guys. So he'll take the shot at Velarda. And with the TV grade of B, which everybody's going to start out at, it'd be 7 or less is going to be a hit. And we rolled a 4, so Velarda gets hit. He's going to go to the resurrection line. I got these guys in the wrong place. These are the substitutes. The substitutes do not play unless there's an injury. So they don't go in the resurrection line or come into the game. They're just simply there as a sub. So Velarda goes to the resurrection line. And looks like the bounty's going to get to throw again because they've got more dice than the apex does. So we can choose whoever we want. Let's go ahead and have Kessel throw his second. He'll go to try to knock out Hawkins. And we roll a 4, which is good here, and a 5, which is outside the dodge range. So that's going to be another hit. And Hawkins goes out. He goes to the end of the resurrection line. So it looks like the bounty has the early lead. They also have more players, so they will get to throw again. And we'll put the used dice. The used dice go here in the dice pool area. I think I have an extra one here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So yeah, I got an extra blue die here. All right, so they can throw. Let's have. You kind of want to keep the guys with poor dodge ratings protected with that extra ball, but in this case, somebody's going to have to throw. So let's go ahead and have low throw and try to knock out Munster. And we've got a 4 and a 5. That's another hit. So low gets the hit. Munster is out. They're going down like flies. All right, so now the tiebreaker is, the ball determination is going to go to the apex because they have more balls than the bounty does. So let's let Zelnick throw. He'll try to get an easy hit on Wilson, who's only got a dodge rating of 1. And that is going to be a miss because Zelnick's throw grade is a 4, and he rolled a 5. So that's going to be a miss. We'll put that over there. And now Keel's going to go. Keel's going to go ahead and throw to Davies because if he knocks Davies out, Davies is going to get an extra bonus for holding the dice. So he'll have a dodge of 2. But if he knocks him out, then Davies won't get to throw. So Keel's going to go ahead and take the shot at Davies. And that is going to be a hit. and a 7. So Davies is out. They're just cleaning out the line here. And we have a TV result. So we're going to check the throwing player was Kale. We're going to look at the highlight throw hit chart, and we're going to check Kale's archetype. I don't think he has one. So he's a tweener, an average Joe. And we rolled a 2 on the blue die. So it's going to say the heel player on the opposing team. In this case, that would be Velarda, who's out. If he was in, he'd get a TV ball, but he's not. He's not on the court, so he's not going to get one. So instead, the TV ball is going to go to the throwing player. So Kale gets the TV ball. We'll give him the chip. That means he's going to get basically a bonus throw here. Let's see if he can knock out Nix. And he doesn't. And also, we just rolled doubles. So doubles means that there's a catch attempt. And you know what happens in dodgeball? If you make a catch, then the guy that throws the ball is out, and you get the ball, and one of your guys gets to come back in from the resurrection line. So this normally, if it's going to be a hit, you're going to try to make the catch. In this case, there might be some sort of a decision because he doesn't have to try to make the catch. And if he fails to make the catch, he'll be out. But he'll go ahead and try to make the catch. He's got to roll an 8 or better. And if we roll doubles again, then it's bobbled and we roll again. And he rolled a 7, so that is a catch. So it's a TV catch. So Nix catches the TV ball. Kale goes out. Velarda, the heel, comes back in. And he's pretty hopping mad probably now. So this is the only team the Apex has the ball, so they'll get to throw next. And it's a TV throw. Let's take a throw at Minaj. And it would have to be 7 or better to be the hit. And he got him, so Minaj is out. And all of a sudden, we are almost even again. It was looking pretty bleak for the Apex, but now it's a little bit better. Okay, so all the balls have been thrown, and so we're going to move to the next sequence, and here's how that happens. So in dodgeball, there's balls just kind of floating around all the place, and you can just kind of grab one. And so the way we do it in the game is we continue on until all the balls have been spent, and then we reassign them. And we do it the same way as with the opening rush, except we don't do the rush advantage because the balls are behind the line, not sitting on the line. You can deploy your players. As you can see, like this, the Apex only has 3 players. The Bounty only has 4, so there are 2 open spaces. But in this phase of the game, you can cover spaces with extra players based on the number of stars that they have. So we could have Nix cover 3 zones or 2. We'll have him cover 2. Well, we'll have him cover 3. So that they can have a chance to get all the balls. Nix will cover these 3. Zelnick will cover these 2, and Velarde will cover this 1. Actually, we want Velarde in the middle because he's the best player they have. So we'll do it like this. As you can see, there's quite a bit of strategy that's not exactly apparent at first. Once you play the game, you begin to understand your good guys you want to have in the middle. So these guys can do the same thing. They get a little bit less range. Lucero will go here, and we'll just do the rest of this like this. All right, so now we roll the dice. Each team gets to roll 3, and we just assign the balls just like we did before. So 2, 3, and 5, and 2, 4, and 5. All right, so you can flip these guys up like this. And now we're ready to roll again. And with the same rules apply as we had in the opening rush, who's got the most? They have the same number of balls, so who's got the more players? So that would be the Bounty will get to throw first here. We'll have Lucero throw. We'll have Lucero try to knock out Nix, how about? And that's going to be a failed throw, so we'll put this over here. Now these guys will have Velarda throw, try to knock out Wilson. And he does not get him. That red 1 saved him, so that's a miss. Lowe will try to knock out Velarda. And he got him with the red 5. See that? So it's the 2 and the 5. That's a hit, and it's also a TV result. So Velarda gets knocked out again. Goes to the back of the line. And let's check the TV result from Wilson, who is a hype man. So we're going to check the highlight throw hit. We're going to check the 2. And he's going to get a TV ball. Oh, a TV ball to him and a choice teammate. Ooh, this could be bad. Let's give it to Lowe. So they're going to get, look at this. They're going to get all these throws. They've got more balls, so let's let Lowe throw to Zelnick. 7 or better is going to knock him out. Got him. Zelnick is done. This could be over here very quickly. And let's see, Wilson threw that. We'll have Low will try to deliver the death blow by knocking out Nix. 7 or better, and it's done. Now that's a miss. All right, so Lucero will try to do it with a normal ball here. And that will be a miss because of the 5. And Nix gets the last say. He'll try to go for Wilson, who's the easiest pickings with the dodge of 1. And he missed. Oh, it's doubles. All right, so here's Wilson with the chance to end the game right here. We'll have him try to do it. If he makes the catch, the game is over. If he fails the catch, though, then they get an extra player, and it's all of a sudden 2-3. So let's hope we roll for the bounty's sake, let's hope that we roll a 9 or better. 6, there it is. Okay, so Nix is out. The game is over. The bounty is won. Now we go to the post-match and see what fun stuff happened. We roll our 3 dice. Same rules as before. We got doubles again, so we'll have 2 things happening. We got an 11, which says we get an interview opportunity for one of the teams. Let's figure out which team it is. For the low TV team, which will be the team that lost, because the team that loses a TV grade. So the Apex will get a TV interview opportunity if they want it. Let's see here. So their TV grade would be C. They would have, if they rolled a 6 or less, they would increase back up to it. They would gain a TV grade. They'll go ahead and have them do it, and they get it. So instead of losing a TV grade, they'll stay the same. We also have something extra happening. Let's see what that is. 6. So a player climbs into the TV booth. I love when that happens. It is the hothead player for the heel team. I think the heel team, yes, that would be Davies, who's getting into the action again. So Davies climbs into the TV booth, and let's see. Where was I at here? Okay, player goes in the TV booth. Yes, berates the opponent, and they can increase their TV grade again if they want to, or I guess they don't get the choice here. So even they're going to increase their TV grade again. So despite the fact that they lost, the Apex is actually going to gain a TV grade, and will be must-see TV next week, even though they lost. So they would be up to an A now, thanks to Davies' shenanigans in the TV booth. So then we go to the next match, and we'd play out the matches, and you'd have your TV implications, and you'd set up your show for the next week. Essentially, it's the champion will defend their title in the next week against the team that wins one of the mid-card matches that moves up to challenge for the championship. The team that lost the mid-card match goes down to the relegation match. And so everybody's kind of trying to move up and down. You would set your show for the next week, and you would continue this. And we really only just kind of scratch the surface of the kind of crazy stuff that can happen. But it's pretty entertaining, and doesn't take up a lot of time, and will give your imagination a good workout. Probably not as good a workout as Face of the Mat. Face of the Mat has got pages and pages and pages of highlight reels. This game doesn't have quite so many. But there's enough depth there to make it interesting and fun, and I think you'll really enjoy messing around with the Dodgeball World Tour.
It's great multiplayer, too.
Yes. Oh, yeah, let me show you the multiplayer. So we'll take these players off here. On the other side of this board is the multiplayer board, or boards, I should say. And again, you print these out on your machine. It will be... pretty easy to do this. We printed these on ours. It's pretty easy. So, you're sitting over there, I'm sitting over here, and I'm moving my players. I've got my 6 players, and, maybe this guy's kind of weak, but he's got a good throw rating, low. I might put in the backcourt. A guy with a strong defense, but maybe not such, like Velarda obviously is going to be in the front court with a 4. And you're doing the same thing. You're placing your eyes. And then as the game goes on, you're moving them around based on who's got a ball and who doesn't. And you're targeting players based on where they're stationed on the board. So there's quite a bit of thought that goes into it, and that's the reverse side of the game boards. This is the solitaire side right here. All right, so there you go. Oops, let me get Kessel out of there. That is a brief overview of the Dodgeball World Tour. Going to be available Friday morning and all weekend long. It'll be an expansion set to give you an even bigger player universe. there are 2 expansion sets. Yes, so that we have a second expansion set that is based on the movie. Because we realize that some people, they don't want to have to set up their own teams. They would just like to play, and maybe they've watched the movie. So we have some, we do have some restrictions as to what we can do with the movie cards because it's not sports, it's entertainment. Same reason why we can't use real wrestler names. So we've come up with names that are, similar to the movie team names and so on. And you'll get the idea. And it follows the movie script where you've got this team of average guys trying to knock off the Globo Gym Purple Cobras, who we've renamed the Purple Pythons for our game. So anyway, that'll be the other set, which will include the 8 finalists from the movie tournament, our own versions of those 8 finalists, plus 2 punching bag teams, which you can use to sort of pump up your TV grades of the team that you really want to win. So that's all going to be available starting Friday morning, bright and early, midnight 01 a.m. We have 2 more streams for 2021. We're going to stream the final of the Community UEFA Soccer Project that James Cass and Paul Salzgeber have been running. It's Belgium against England, and we've got that tentatively scheduled for December 6th. Hopefully we'll have all our Christmas orders out by then and can sit back and relax with a cup of eggnog and play a little footy. Then our final stream of the year, the Play Games Online Christmas Party. Thursday, December 16th. You'll want to be a part of that, I assure you. Or at least I hope you will be. It'll be interactive. It'll be a lot of fun. We'll have a free gift for everybody that shows up. So don't miss it. More details about that will be coming up in the Connect, which is coming out not today, but Wednesday. We'll put it out Wednesday. It will include the usual Thanksgiving freebies, and the news about the sale, and the news about the convention, and all the other goodies that we have for you. So watch for that Wednesday morning on the Play Classic site. We're also going to, I think, send out an email link, send an email with the link to that. So you may get an email from us on Wednesday morning as well. Hope you have a very, very happy Thanksgiving with your family and friends and loved ones. And we're so thankful for this community. We're just every day we're reminded of how great the people in this community are. Somebody will send an encouraging email or just to do something thoughtful. And we're just so appreciative of all of you, and just want you to know that we're thankful this Thanksgiving for this community, and we're glad that you're part of it. We will see you again soon, and again, watch for the Connect on Wednesday morning.